Hi YouTube, my name's Olivia and today's video is how to get better as a runner and just tips to get faster and become the best runner that you can be. So I think that these tips are helpful for anyone who's a beginner to someone who's more advanced, and they've definitely helped me become more mentally sharp and physically fit and just more prepared for my races. So I hope that you can learn something from this video, and thanks again for watching. So my first bit of information is more on the physical side of running, and it's the biggest thing that I've learned when I look at professional runners or people who've reached the most elite level in running, especially distance running. I see that they have been consistent. They've trained for years and have been consistent in that training and have avoided injury. Of course, they've trained really hard for those years, but consistency is the best way to get faster and the best way to achieve your fullest potential. Now, when it actually comes to training, it's really important to vary what you're doing. It's great to have a long base mileage type of run, but if you're not doing any workouts or speed in there, it might not fit your goals. If maybe you're looking to be a 5K runner, a miler, a 10K runner, whatever it is, you're gonna need some speed in there, and that's gonna help with getting faster and just becoming a better runner. Same thing goes if you're just doing workouts, just doing speed. You're not gonna get the same aerobic benefits that you would if you were doing more easy, long running. And that gets me to my next point about easy runs. Easy runs are so important and so helpful. I think I've definitely made the mistake of taking my easy runs way too hard. I used to run my easy runs under 7:30 pace, which for me, way too fast, never really recovered, and doing those easy runs too fast can leave you not recovered enough for race day, for your workouts. And I really believe in going hard on your hard days, really going hard, and then going easy on your easy days. It's really important. It helps you aerobically, and it just helps you recover for when you really do have to go hard. This tip's more for my people who have struggled with injury. I have struggled with injury and I found my limits in running, so cross training is such a good tool if you're someone who's building up their mileage, coming back from injury, or someone who just wants to add something to supplement their training or get faster. Then cross training's great. I love cross training in the pool, swimming, aqua jogging, cycling, ellipticaling. I try to stay away from ellipticaling because I find that it's very similar to running, but cross training that's different, such as swimming, cycling, all those options that I mentioned are really great because it helps develop you in a different way, different muscles that you don't use in running, and it's going to help you when you do get to the starting line. Another thing that I found to tremendously improve my running is strength training. I really got into strength training after I got injured with a stress fracture, and I found that it helped me stay injury-free and helped me be more confident on the starting line, as well as have additional strength and speed for kicking it in at the end of the race and just feeling strong throughout. So I definitely would recommend strength training. And when you are running, you're actually using multiple times your body weight. The force of your body striking the ground is multiple times your body weight, so going to the gym is really important for helping with that, getting stronger. Aside from training hard and training smart and varying your training, there's a lot of things that you can do to recover. Running and breaking your body down is only half the battle when getting to a starting line and getting better as a runner. The other half is recovering. So my next tip is sleep. Sleep is so important. It's one of the best things that I've done to take care of myself, to stay injury-free and consistent. I usually get 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night, and on top of that, I try to go to bed around the same time and wake up at the same time in the morning. This helps keep a consistent sleep schedule and gets me to sleep on time. The next tip is really important for recovery, and of course that's food. Food is the biggest thing that's going to help your body recover along with sleep. Food is going to help your muscles to rebuild. It's going to help your bones to stay strong. So I always eat a really balanced diet. I, of course, eat things that are healthy and make me feel good, but also things that aren't as healthy and are going to make me just feel happy. Of course, balance, moderation, and just eating enough, especially when you're training really hard and you're working towards those goals that you have. Now we're getting into the third bit of running, which is the mental side. For me, I've always struggled with the mental side of running. I've usually been okay with the recovering, with the running hard, the working out, but on race day, I've had plenty of races where I've just fallen apart and it didn't go the way that I wanted it to. So these are some things that I've done to get better mentally in the sport and just to keep improving as an athlete. I think that the mental side of running is really so much of the battle. You can be extremely physically fit, but it's the difference between the great runners and the good runners is that mental side of it. So I love having routines. I have morning and night routines that keep me, feeling good on race day because they're the same things that I would do on any regular day. So I would really encourage establishing a good morning routine and a good night routine that are going to help you on race day and feeling good. The next thing that I've found to be really helpful is goal setting. So I have two different sets of goals. I have goals that I set before the season starts, kind of when I'm going through my block of training, and then I have more in-season goals, and I usually make these process goals. So my preseason goals are ambitious goals that I really want to go after and train hard for, and these are goals that motivate me a lot to train hard and to remember what I'm doing it for. So I would definitely recommend, setting goals before your season. But then when you get into the season, it's okay to let go of some of those goals a little bit. Keep them in the back of your mind, but don't stay too focused. I think I definitely made the mistake of setting a lot of time goals for myself and expecting to achieve them in the first race of the season when that is not really how it works. So the next thing I would love to talk about is process goals. So process goals are things that aren't necessarily time or place related, but they can be. I usually go and say I want to start the race off like this. So sometimes I'll be more dominant and want to go to the front of the pack. Sometimes I'll try and have a different strategy depending on the course. I usually put in a surge at each mile and really just plan according to the course if it's cross country. And then if it's track, I look at, who I'm racing, what it's going to look like, how I want to run. Usually that's just going out hard, feeling good throughout the race, and setting goals that aren't necessarily related to the splits on each lap. So I definitely would encourage you to set process goals in addition to any other goals you might have. Another thing that I do before race day is I look at some workouts that I've done or things that are going to help me feel really confident going into the race. I think if you don't believe in yourself, then something's not going to happen by accident. If you want to win a race, you have to truly believe that you are going to win the race. If you want to set a certain time, you have to truly believe that you're able to do that time. So you have to, of course, train hard, but also believe that you're able to put that work to good. The last tip that I have on the mental side is visualization. I love to visualize. It gets me feeling really ready for the race so that when I show up, I don't feel unprepared. I usually like knowing kind of what the course or the place that I'm running it looks like and knowing what it's going to be like in advance so that I'm not getting spooked. I feel good on the starting line and I just visualize the race going how I would want it to. Of course, knowing that anything could happen and that I would be accepting of anything that would happen in the race, but visualizing success is so important and it's really going to help you to be more confident in yourself on race day. Thanks as always for watching. I hope that these tips were helpful and that you learned something. I've definitely improved as a runner and continue to improve using these tips. And thanks again.